this computer. See what I mean?
Yep,
Yeah, getting weird.
I know. Well, ladies and
Robots,
gentlemen,
man, they're taking over.
I know this thing
The
is set
Vex
up
have
on
invaded.
little kid mode. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Three Warlocks podcast. Well, I wish I could say the Three Warlocks. Today, we are one Warlock short. Ness is not here with us. She took a much-needed vacation. And with us, we have somebody who answered the bat signal. We threw it up there. We wanted somebody to come in here and represent what the Three Warlocks stand for as a guest host. And even though he's a Titan, we have to be nice with him. And we're going to welcome in the Green Titan as our special host. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, man. Appreciate you guys having me up here.
Thank you. All
My
right.
favorite Titan.
Yeah, what Snail says. Favorite Titan.
Snail.
We don't know much about Titans. I know that they are pretty hard-headed and they go to the front of the lines and smash things. So that's the kind of background and history we have on the Titan class. I'm main Warlock. Snail mains Warlock as well, but he kind of dabbles in the other classes. But I just want to ask you a quick little question, Titan. I know we haven't. We're gonna have you in the future as a guest host. Special guest, because Ness wants to be here. She wants to kind of get to know you, and all of us want to get to know you. But how are you enjoying the game right now, man? Because the question I wanted to ask you is, what do you think of the storyline that's evolving or unraveling this season, and how would you compare it to the rest of the storylines we have gotten since Beyond Light?
Well, as far as the game, I'm enjoying the game overall right now. Wish PvP was just a little more focused sense, but I do enjoy the story they're telling right now. Prior to last season, they've really gone ahead and went pretty good with their story with the I said it was a Kalia. I always forget to mispronounce Kato. I always want to say Kalina, but with Kato with the ending cutscene with Zavala, with that scene. But oh my god, that is some of my words.
No worries.
Oh my god, but when it comes to this season, I did enjoy it a lot. Oh my god, I just went blank, dude. Oh my god.
You need a little refresher. What's going on?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the stuff that's been going on is this whole coup that's been kind of happening between the faction of the Future War Cult and then also the Vanguard, and it all starts from the fact that the Elixni and Varix is with us, and they need our help. They're pretty much been the kind of like taken out of their home. I think it's called the House of Light, right now. They're kind of
this is the House of Light.
So they're kind of like left out.
You're talking about
Mithrax. I apologize, Mithrax. So they've been kind of left, vulnerable, and they need the Vanguard's help. But we can see that the Future War Cult leader, Lashmi, she's using them. She's kind of blaming them for all of the things that have been going on, and wants to cut costs, that division between the Vanguard and the people, the last city. The previous stories we received in the past, I know we talked about that, is Aramis and Varix. Excuse me, that's where the guy comes from. We've had the storyline of the Bray sisters. We've had Crow. We had like the storyline of the Cato. So it's been a really rich, full storylines that we have gotten just within the last 5-6 months from Bungie and itself. This storyline is pretty cool. I like it. But which one has been your favorite, Titan, that you think of all the ones that I kind of mentioned?
As of right now, this one during Beyond Light's life cycle, I did not like how Beyond Light first started with the story with Aramis. Just get that out of the way. And I did like they added in Aramis in with House of Salvation, but as far as the overall story content, I felt like it could have been just a little bit more. This previously, as you said previously, with Mithrax, the House of Light, Lasmi, and now realizing that what we found out this week with the story mission. I'm not going to go into full details with that just yet, but I do enjoy this one more than the previous ones because I did not enjoy Season of the Hunt with Crow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one I didn't like it too much because it felt so out of place. I felt like they just had to squeeze in there to add Crow into the story.
Yeah.
But after that, I believe it was Season of Chosen. I did enjoy it, a lot, especially with the what was it, Battlegrounds?
Yeah.
Battlegrounds,
yeah. I did enjoy that a lot because it did actually more because Saladin was pretty much leading the head charge because obviously Saladin's just were Iron Banner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But laid back to this season, Season of Splicer has added so much story and in depth because Mithrax has been the scene for, good God, like going on 2 years now, a year and a half, ever since we first met him. I think it was on Titan, that one mission. I think it was what was it? The enemy's enemies, my friends, or something like that. Yeah. And now people didn't realize that was actually Mithrax if you saved him from the Hive Knight.
Yep.
You know, and then he was also head of it with the
outbreak mission.
The outbreak mission. Mine went blank there for a second. But overall, I'm enjoying the story a lot, especially with this week's past mission. I believe this week's past mission really kind of like put more into this season's story than other seasons.
Yeah, that's so true.
I almost feel like Beyond Light start was really a setup for what was coming, because they needed to set up what was happening with House Light. So they needed a protagonist to break the houses and have a Elixir that breaks off and becomes the light side. If you were going for the Star Wars sort of analogy, so I felt like it needed to happen because we needed to set that up. And then that the piece that we're talking about with the hunts was to set up what Osiris and Crow have been doing. So it was almost like, here's a setup of what's going previously on Destiny. This is what we're doing now, and then it set the stories rolling. So it's a clever way of setting up without having to do loads of backstory.
Well, that's what I like about this year's story. Because let's be real, the Shadowkeep stories just felt so all over the place.
Yeah.
Like Seasoning and Dying, they had to implement the whole like Vega offensive with the Guard of Salvation raid, which I did like the fact that like the day one raid for that, there was an activity that actually tied into that raid. That was a cool idea. But then like after that, I feel like the stories were just so all over the place. And it didn't really make any sense until the Season of Chosen, Season of the Almighty. And then what was it, Season of the Arrivals. I think that's when they really went, okay, we need to focus on our storytelling and not just adding stuff in to call a story, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, that's true. And like I said, I kind of echo your words on this storyline. This season has been really amazing. In fact, Snail is going to be talking a little bit more about that, his continuation of the storyline that he's been bringing us each and every week. And this one's a doozy, man. Green Titan didn't want to spoil anything, and we're gonna let Snail spoil everything.
It almost slipped. I'm like, wait, hold the brakes right quick. I don't want to say, because if people understand lore, I lost my mind when I played this week's mission. I was in a party with some of our clanmates, and I was just like freaking out on our Discord. And people, I'm like, oh, what's going on? We have a spoiler like thing in our Discord.
Yeah.
And I put the word in, and people were like, wait, what? And then obviously people started getting back into Destiny. And no, it's a spoiler channel, so we always tell people to mute the specific channel.
So other people can
so
get
the
back
people,
in
right. And like next to there's like 20 people playing Destiny because they're trying to figure out what this mission was about. So it was a really, really good storytelling mission this week.
Yep,
definitely.
Snail is definitely going to go in depth with that, guys. Well, welcome to this episode. This is episode 35, and like I said at the beginning of the episode, Green Titans join us as a guest host, so we will do the episode like normal. So let's start and see what's going on this week at Bungie. We are preparing for the Grandmaster Nightfalls. They're coming back, and this is what the TWAB says, first paragraph. An endless night persists, and Guardians continue to infiltrate the Vex network via overrides and expunges. Even with each Vex mine defeated, we're left with the puzzle that is still missing pieces. This week, many of you have already made a chilling discovery about who's orchestrating this cyber war, planting more seeds to undermine the future of the last city. If you haven't played this week, well, we'll leave the story bits for you to uncover. Some of the most powerful moments in Destiny are that of discovery, so we won't spoil the fun. No, we won't. We'll let Snail do that a little bit later. But yes, guys, a couple things returning this week. We have the Grandmaster Nightfalls, and also the Volta Glass challenges kind of rolled out a little bit. And those kind of help out to get Pinnacle gear. And they're going to be happening. All this stuff is going to be happening July. Kind of making it opened or making you prepared for the master difficulty of the Vault Glass, which will happen in July 6th. So this is a lot of stuff. This hard content is Canada's ready for that master difficulty raid, which is going to be kind of awesome. But since we're talking about Grandmaster Nightfalls, let's continue to conquer. Titan, take us away, man.
All right, continue to conquer. For those who are just beginning to dabble in endgame, Grandmaster Nightfalls are aspirational content in Destiny 2. Each week, you and your fire team will be challenged by stronger enemies, tricky modifiers, terrifying champions, and beefy bosses as you hunt for powerful rewards. Revives are limited, so you want to strategize in your engagements, saving ammo to burn specific targets at a moment's notice, using supers to keep your teammates alive, and making sure they have the appropriate armor mods equipped to keep your abilities up as possible. Guardians must be at a power level 1335 to enter the Grandmaster Nightfall event. This is a mix of both pinnacle and artifact power, which continues to rise as you gain XP during pinnacle rewards. If you continue feeling a bit under level, make sure to complete your seasonal challenges and snag some bounties, because we know we all love bounties, before hitting your weekly activities, and complete your weekly activities, milestones, and raids, nightfalls, ritual activities, and more. Now, let's talk about the rewards. Adept Weapons made their PvE debut last season. Will continue that trend. Plug 1, Hung Jury, the Yumbu's RR4 will be available at Adept Weapons, receiving additional stats when fully masterwork and the ability to take Adept Weapon mods. Each week, Grandmasters will cycle like lower difficulty Nightfalls do right now. As you complete each strike, you will earn progression towards triumphs that unlock the Conqueror title. If you've already unlocked the title, you can begin to gild your title for some golden treatment. If you miss a specific strike required for this title, don't worry. All future strikes will be available through a Grandmaster Nightfall node starting on August 3rd. This catch-up node will be available to the end of the season. Now, starting on July 13th, the Nightfall reward rotation will enter a 4-week cycle. Week 1 is Plug 1. Week 2 is Hung Jury. And week 3, the Yumu's RR4. For the week 4, will feature some ones that came back from last season: Shadow Price, Paladin, and the Swarm as potential rewards. We wish you on your quest to overcome the challenge of Grandmasters, but we know you don't need it. You got the skills. As we continue to get closer to season 15, we will have some quality of life improvements regarding strikes. These are changes coming to seasons for the way for you to gild your Conquer title, plus some changes to Zavala at this vendor's reward. More to come. Stay tuned.
Yeah, man.
Amazing.
Grandmaster Nightfalls are no joke, man.
No, especially what was like the Battleground strike one?
Oh,
so
yeah,
hard.
man.
Oh, geez,
God,
that
it
was
was
hard work.
brutal.
Last season has some pretty tough ones. I believe the Inside Terminus was kind of tough, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the
And
end
I
was
believe-
tough. Yeah.
I think was it Glassway is going to be Grandmaster this
Glassway's gonna be a
season.
nightmare.
Yeah,
And
this season.
I'm gonna have to I don't know, be doped up on drugs in order for me to answer that Grandmaster, because I hate it as a Nightfall. I can only imagine, because I don't think I've ever played that one as a Grandmaster, so it's gonna be fun on my end.
Yeah, I mean, I believe some of the way that you were bringing out on the TWAB, that you do kind of have to work as a team. You have to use the right supers, you have to use the right weapons, and the rewards have been okay when it comes to Grandmaster Nightfall. I am the kind of guy who plays a Grandmaster Nightfall and never gets nothing on the first try.
So you're just like me. So you're
Snail
just
can
like
attest for me.
Cool.
Yes, Snail can attest on that, because I always on the second or third one is when I get my adept weapon that I'm hunting down. But the first time, and I've done 3 Grandmaster Nightfalls and no weapon every single time, and I'm like, dude, come on, Bungie.
To make you feel a little better, the first week Hung Jury came out, I did 82 Nightfalls.
Oof.
I've only gotten 10 Hung Juries. 9 of them had box breathing. My last one that I used has Adrenaline Junkie. So yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
That's hilarious. Well,
those weapons are going to be amazing with adept mods on them.
Oh, I know.
This is certainly going to make them in a far better place than well, that, because that Plug 1's damaging people in PvP with the adept mod on it. It's going to be nuts.
Do you guys have any of these?
That's for sure.
I've got all of those, yeah.
I do have all 3.
Okay.
The sniper came in first try. Hung Jury came the 20 billion try, and I cried.
Yeah.
I quite like Plug 1. It comes with that new perk, Kickstart.
Really?
Which when you slide, it gives you it's something weird, like an increased range, damage, and something else.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's very unusual. So I've given it a go on PvP, and it does hit like a truck.
Kind of good, especially fusion rifles are kind of becoming meta little by little in PvP. So grenade launchers, Jesus, they came out of nowhere. Well, we'll talk about that some other time. But well, like I said, I get disappointment when it comes to my rewards. Snail may want to talk about something that he was disappointed about this week.
Oh God.
I'm never disappointed. What are you on about? I'm excited about everything I get.
Well, hopefully you're excited about a toaster.
Well, that is something that I'm not excited about because I'm alienated being in the UK. But thanks, Bungie. Yes, so we've got a lovely charity event happening. We've got GCX going on at the moment. So in June 2020, the community raised over £800,000 St Jude's. And then we can to do something every year. And then during the current live stream, they announced that if we hit 777,777, whatever it was, lots of sevens, in dollars, then they've released the official Destiny toaster. And they've been teasing this toaster for a long time because the Jotun's known as the toaster, and it's the in-game meme. So everybody's expecting a Jotun themed toaster, and we got a
toaster,
$20 toaster with a Black Armory badge on the side, with a Black Armory nice little pouch to do your toasted sandwiches. Fantastic news. I was really excited, as you can tell in my voice. And then I got even more excited when I knew that I could either buy it in America or I could buy it in the EU. The EU comes with a plug that I can't use in the UK. And America, I get a plug that I can't use in the UK as well, but both of them cost me a fortune for delivery. So it's pointless me buying it. So they've alienated a country. Thank you, Bungie. I look forward to no toast with the nice little symbols on. There weren't even the Black Armory symbol, that were the tricorn Bungie symbol. So what was the point of having the Black Armory on the side? I mean, I don't know. Whoever invented this needs their heads, I don't know, smashed against the wall, perhaps. Although they did come up with a nice, nice emblem. But is the emblem worth $80?
Probably not.
Probably not. But it's a lovely emblem. I'm going to see if I can nab it off somebody, maybe. I'm sure somebody will be selling it on the internet.
You know what? I'll buy
looks lovely.
I'll buy that toaster and I'll give you the emblem so you can have it. Because I feel bad because you can't use the toaster. I mean, I don't really eat toast to begin with, but it's kind of cool to have something like that it just burns a symbol right in the center of my bread. Not the whole.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So
my question is, does it toast the whole bread, or is it just the Bungie logo and the Destiny logo?
I think you can just eat the Destiny logo. You have to cut it out.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm pretty sure it probably has a feature where it'll do the whole bread, and then it probably does the Bungie logo separately or something. I don't know. It's a very good question. I'm surprised they didn't explain to us what it actually does. I mean, the picture kind of shows just a burn logo on the.
That's it.
On the front.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Tells right there.
But it's worth mentioning that the charity event's going really well. So I donated the $50 to get the children's emblem.
That's good.
So it's well worth getting in there and donating some money. There was $7 to get the Eris Morn statue entry. There's a couple of other things you can get by donating, but it's for different games and stuff. So it's well worth going to have a look what they've got to raffle in or get for free. So well worth having a look at the stream.
Yep.
And you can check that out at gcxevent.com.
That's right, guys. Check it out. And like Snail says, small little donation of $7, I believe. Nothing more, nothing less can get you into the drawing to win one of those Eris Morn statues we were talking about last week. Well, there's some more rewards you can get if you have Prime. Let me show you some of those. Actually pretty nice. So like Bungie does every month, they kind of shoot out their Prime rewards that they have, and then this month is no exception. We have an all alone exotic emote. You can see there. If you don't know what that means, it's that little guy that pushes the swing.
It's a nice one.
Oh, nice one. Yes. You have an exotic predator sparrow. It's right there. Pretty nice. And an exotic ghost shell, and it's called the Fire Victorious. It's right there. And then we have a legendary ship, and it's called the Breakpoint. No weapons this time. They usually do a weapon in the skin typically, but looks like a couple of nice things here. We have one of each thing. The emote's pretty cool. Actually, when it comes to this emote, I prefer the one with the little trombone.
Oh, the little sad horn where he's like,
Yes.
burr, 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 burr.
Yeah, I do like that one. But yeah, if you want any more information how you can get this, guys, make sure you check out the Prime Gaming support article on Bungie.net. Hey, always remember, guys, those things are free, so make sure you check them out. Take turns on the gravity lift. You know what's funny about that is that Rob and I just did one of those expunge missions. And if you hit the gravity lifts in the wrong angle, you die every time. You have
Yeah,
to.
it shoots you straight down, and I've died like 3 times
I
from
don't
it.
know
I don't
what
know what killed me.
I don't know what the hell the point is of those things. I was like,
I did tell you last week, you need to announce yourself before you insert yourself.
That is the same, dude. This has to be that's the name of this episode. Announce yourself before you insert yourself. Oh man.
I'm thinking my Titan needs to lose some weight because he just a pain plummeting down to shoot. I'm like, oh man, this sucks. Hold on.
Well, hopefully that's one of the known issues that we might go over a little bit later. But yeah, so day in, day out, Destiny player support team kind of goes through and digs out things that they've been happening, and they go through the help forums. So the help forums provide that kind of insight to the things they have to look for and kind of take care of. But they did come across something that they've kind of discussed before, and they kind of want to refresh it and go over it. So, and this has to do with cross save. So the little reminders for cross save. Prior to activating cross save between any platform accounts, players should understand the following. There's a couple of points you guys need to understand before you do that. Cross save does not permanently transfer your character or game data to another platform. This is not possible to perform. The account containing the character that you wish to use across multiple platforms must be selected as the active cross save. And just to give you an example, I have this. I took my PlayStation character and I written my Xbox character. So now I actually use my PlayStation character in Xbox. So all the weapons that I've collected with my PlayStation character, they're all saved in there. Weapons that I had on my Xbox character, those weapons are lost or gone. I can never get those back because I decided to go with cross save. If you want to delete or opt out of cross save, then that character will still be there for you. But I believe you have to wait for a certain period. We'll talk about that. The 90-day deactivation period for deactivating a cross save is mandatory and unskippable. So you have 90 days before you can do it again. There are no exceptions to this policy. Now, DLC and silver do not transfer between platforms with cross save. That is something that I learned the hard way. I had some silver and on my Xbox account, and it's still there. Hopefully in the future, I can probably go back. It's only maybe $20. Maybe in the future, I can, exit it for a little bit and then use that silver to buy X things and then, go back to my cross save. One of the last points they brought out is that cross save is only supported for Destiny 2 and cannot be used for Destiny 1 characters. So those are the points that they wanted to bring out when dealing with cross save. So hope you guys got an idea with that. And they're looking at many other things, the player support team, that they can kind of make easier for the player. And it's important, if you have an issue, to go to the help forums, kind of discuss it, bring it out, and hopefully they've been doing a pretty good job on getting back to the players on certain hot fixes and in certain announcements that they have brought out. So those were the cross save reminders. Now let's talk about some Vault Glass Bungie rewards. Titan.
Yeah, some good old Vault Glass rewards. Players who are interested in purchasing the Vault of Glass Raid Ring and the Vault of Glass Raid Jacket have until June 30th at 9:59 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to claim the rewards through the Bungie rewards page, or they will be unable to purchase the associated item. Players have until June 30th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to purchase the Raid Ring and Raid Jacket through the Bungie store. That was really weird how they worded that, but okay.
I believe we have access to the ring. We don't have access to the jacket. Jacket was the first day, right? Wasn't it? First...
Yeah.
Jacket was first week.
First week.
Yep.
Oh, we got that, right?
We got that, yeah.
Okay, so we do have access to the jacket, but I believe it's 900 pounds now or something ridiculous.
It's 900 sheep. But Ness has got a little lady that makes them for $1, wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah. Ness knows a lady that can sew really good. That's what she's telling Snail every time. She's like, "Come on, Snail. I know somebody who could put a patch or get you a jacket." But yeah, like Titan says, you guys have a deadline. Make sure you guys do that before the time expires. There's some little issues happening here with the previous season pass rewards, and they're investigating it. So this issue, I guess they're finding out is that if where the previous season pass rewards do not refresh upon selecting different characters in your browser. So now players that encounter this issue can still claim their previous season pass rewards for all characters via the companion app. But apparently they're investigating that issue. That's kind of weird because usually I was able to go back previous seasons anytime and just kind of pick up any rewards that I've gotten, but I only have one character. So I usually go with my Warlock if I missed anything out. But if you were kind of using different characters, that's not working. So they're investigating that issue. So they're going to try to take care of it. Speaking of known issues, Titan, there's a few here for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a list of latest reported in the hashtag help forma. You can go there at bungie.net. If they're one of the points is if 3 players use the final gravity lift at the same time in the war or nothing strike, one will always die on the way down. Players may want to wait outside the bubble and join your allies in the progress to avoid dying. Actually, I do that quite a lot.
Bro, that's going to be a Grandmaster Nightfalls.
So
can you
imagine?
Yeah. You're going to have to take turns
so
going down.
If they don't fix this before the GM, by all means, one person should just go down there and just pull people because you really don't want to waste 1 or 2 reses or the whole team.
Yeah.
Because it kills you. God, that would suck.
It was last season's GM as well. So we went down one at a time just to be extra sure.
Oh.
Yeah. I know you can actually shoot people too while they're coming down the lift and it kills them. Yeah. So that might
they
be
love
one
the
of the
ice thing that you could do to trick people.
Yeah.
The Vega likes doing or likes watching happen.
All right, another point is 801 has a flashing waypoint icon after players obtain 100 Sith strands, even if there are no more bounties to acquire. I have seen that quite a few times on my end.
Yeah.
And another point is enemies may appear to stand in mid-air near certain platforms on Europa. I haven't seen that, but I've heard people say they're seeing flying like enemies for no reason.
Yeah.
For the list of all the common issues in Destiny 2, players can review our known issues article. Players who observe other issues should report them to our hashtag help format on bungie.net.
Perfect, man. Awesome.
There was no colorblind ones. I'm disappointed.
No. Ness is going to be disappointed that there was no colorblind issues. She's always very vocal when it comes to the colorblind community or the
society. She calls
them society. That's what she calls them. Oh man. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, that's pretty much all of the important information that the TWAB had. They're pretty much getting ready, like we talked about in the beginning of the TWAB, for Grandmaster Nightfalls. They're getting ready to get those adept weapons coming out, getting ready for those challenges that are rolled out for the Volta Glass, and then just a few more weeks, we're going to be able to have that Master Volta Glass game mode, which is going to be kind of nice. And dude, DMG here gives us a pretty good little pairing of weapons you guys can use. Check this out. He talks about a Fatebringer with Firefly. And he also talks about a plug 1 with Reservoir Burst perk on it. And then also a Chain Reaction Solar Scar. Man, that's an explosion city right there. And if you had a Warlock, which Green Titan does, he's just a Warlock in hiding. If you had a Warlock,
it's all the armor. It's all the armor on.
Can you imagine a Warlock with Chromatic Fire too? Man, you could just be throwing. You could be throwing bombs everywhere, man. That's kind of cool. But yeah, he just DMG leaves us with that little what do you call it? I guess little setup that he has going for himself that he wants to get. So pretty gnarly, pretty good. That was pretty much the TWAB. At the beginning of the episode, we're talking about the storyline, and that's something that Snail is going to be talking about. But before we do that, Snail, I want to kind of prepare everybody, give them a little preview of what we're going to be talking about. Let me go over here and check this out. Let me see if this works. Question we're going to be talking about, man.
Yeah, who is watching me?
Take it away, Snail.
Yes. So, yay. In this week's mission, we experienced loads of stuff. In fact, I missed some stuff on the first go around. So I played with Rob on Tuesday night. My eyes were hurting because I'd spent 2 days doing spreadsheets on the PC for work, and killed my eyes. So by the time I got to do this, I wasn't looking around. I was just trying to finish it and then get out of there. But there was loads of stuff hidden in this week's story. So there are some spoilers ahead, but not spoilers like some people have been touting on the internet. These are spoilers of what's happened this week. So if you haven't done the mission yet, turn off now. If you want to listen, continue listening. But yes, someone is watching us. But you've got our not so friendly Taken Vex returning, and someone is being slightly sus in the background. But as you go through the expunge mission, underneath the nice little radar, which I missed the first time around, is a bit of lovely text, very whisper-esque, where you've got Zol talking to you. But in this, you get a nice little message saying, "I see you." And there are a number of messages you'll see, depending which path you take in the expunge mission. The path you take, if you've got the fully equipped Splice Gauntlet, reads as follows. "I see you crawling around my domain like insects. This realm answers to one master. You are nothing. You know nothing of power, thrashing around like a wounded animal, unaware that you're already dead. Your failure is written in time. I have seen your grave. I see you, rent asunder, broken, taken." So all that's very scary. As you can imagine.
No kidding.
Yeah, so who is talking to us secretly within the mission? Because the mission continues, and we get the revelation that Courier is behind everything that's happening in the tower and the Vex network. So Courier is also the person that is behind the curse on the Dreaming City, and is taken. It's taken because it was Oryx's pet, Vex, and now controlled by Savathun. So we have a influence of Savathun in what's happening with the Vex, led by a Taken Vex, which is very, very scary. So who is talking to us? So it could be Courier, could be Savathun, but there's some key little points that I want to point out just from what was said there. And the one line is, "I've seen your grave." Now, previously on Destiny, if we're moving back probably a year or so, we had the corridors at the time, which was all Vex based. We had a lovely mission to get Bastion, but the center of the time maze was our grave, with a eulogy from Saint 14. So it would only be somebody who is Vex related that would know that particular bit of information, because there's too much data for Savathun to go through to understand all these different time streams. So it could only be Courier speaking to us, who has power over the Vex domain, I would have thought. But kind of scary. And interesting as well that we've been seen taken. So Guardians normally can't be taken because we're paracausal. So we don't act so the normal natures of human law. We're not bound by those multiple ties. But if Guardians do get taken, and we are wielding darkness, so technically we could get taken by using stasis. So that's quite scary. It's a very dark story we're going down at the moment. But as our fates are not sealed, we have a history of changing the future, as we did by saving Zavala last season. But yeah, interesting this week, very scary. Lots of things going on behind the scenes there. And it got more scary as it went along. And I quite like how Bungie have been playing this season with some visual bits of lore, some hidden little bits, the little lore tabs behind the scenes, bits of audio in the helm. It's been really interesting how they've played loads of different types of things, like the real characters having conversations in front of you. How have you guys found those interactions? Do you feel like some things are too hidden, or do you like the sort of hidden bits as well?
I like them. I like the fact that you're able to
Great
get.
answer.
No, I like them. I like the fact you're able to get additional, the voices from the actors coming in from, especially when you go to the helm, it's right there. You go in and you're able to hear something. Because for me, I'd rather have somebody read it to me or have somebody play it in front of me than to go into a weapon, excuse me, and look at the flavor text and read it for myself. It's really hard for me to visualize what's going on because you read it one way, but the way their voices are projecting it, you can be like, oh shoot, this is really upsetting to them, or this is really important to them, or this is something that needs to be heard. I know there was one of the things that kind of shook me this week, if we're not going to go into spoilers, but Lashmi was talking, kind of rattling up the city, and then boom, somebody came in there and dropped a hammer and said, hey, calm down, hold on. That right there, I was like, okay, that's the first time I saw the clear division between the faction and the Vanguard right there, because I always hear people talking about like, oh, there's some division between these two things, but right there you heard it and you felt it, which is really good, really cool. What about you, Titan?
Yeah, I'm the piggyback what you said. They did a good job on getting it spoiler free, but they did a good job showing like the diversity of that one person stepping in last me saying, all right, enough's enough. Stop trying to separate everyone that's going on here. But I do enjoy it a little bit. I'm not a fan of having like read like a weapon or armor piece. As much as I do love reading, I do prefer like a visual presentation of what's going on right now or in the background. And
that's why we need a law corner with Snail.
Well, yeah, that's why we have you. You know, you read all the little bits into us, so we all just smile at everything. But I mean, back to your question, I do enjoy it a little bit.
Yeah,
when it's actually on the screen, like visually on the screen, like emotion, so to speak. As much as I do, yet again, piggyback what I said, much as I do love reading, I still enjoy the visual bits of it. So
yeah, there is a lot of stuff hidden behind that you might miss. And there was another piece of information this week that people did miss because I read the information to Rob when we played. Because at the end of this week's mission, there's a lore tab that drops part 7, which was very interesting and shows that Savathûn is amongst us. And I know that the Vega likes the first line of this particular bits of lore. I don't know if you want to say it in the voice you were saying it earlier, but it was very interesting.
I'm gonna pretend to be Savathûn. Yeah, I'm gonna pretend to be Savathûn right now, man. She's to me, she's kind of scary, almost witch-like, you know, monster hive queen. So here it goes. This is what she says. All right. I walk through the city on broken legs. I am conspicuous, but the people here grant me many affordances. I choose this form well. Is that good?
Very good. It's very Gollum really versus good. Harry Potter.
I was gonna say some Gollum was in there, but I didn't want to go that
far. Without reading this entire tab, this is all really interesting stuff. So yes, this is the viewpoint of Savathûn walking through the city, which is scary enough in itself. But the fact that she's conspicuous and people grant her many affordances suggests that she is somebody very popular within the tower. So she's hiding within somebody in the tower. And I wouldn't think it was a normal sort of character wandering around. I reckon this is somebody quite important to us. So it's really interesting. And what you see in this interaction is what she's been playing through and on their time within the tower. Enjoying feasting on what she thinks are naive people in the tower who can't see her for what she is. But there's some really interesting points that she goes through, like raking through minds. I force my will through them using only words and met no resistance. So she's gaining loads of information and influencing loads of people within the tower. I can only hope that there's no Crown of Sorrow there to help.
Oh, you think? Oh,
Osiris, what has he done?
I think,
and there's no city unrest for her to get involved in, is there? Oh, damn it! But there's not naivety apparently, and you can see that all around us at the moment.
Yeah.
But she even says, "I speak with them. I seek their company. I seek their companionship." And part of me thinks she's actually kind of fallen tricked herself in some respects. She's trying to take over the city and trying to influence those things, but she's enjoying what she's doing. And actually, she doesn't want to end it. And then she's fighting this black mass that's inside her, because quite clearly the worm's inside her is trying to use this body and trying to break down this body she's using. And there's loads of hints at who this person might be, because it does say masked at one point. So there's not many characters in the tower that are masked. And there's not many characters that have been playing a part through the last 3 seasons. So it points to only 1 or 2 individuals. So it's very interesting. But it goes through this bit about it's all too soon for her. So she's forcing the worm back. There's some really scary lines where the worm boring inside her, and this skin taut, overfed, and these howls of the creature inside this body. Oh man, it's so dark. But who do we think Savathûn is hiding within? There are some spoilers out there, which we'll ignore, because I like to find out myself what's going on.
Yes, absolutely.
But ignoring those spoilers, do you guys have any theories who it might be in the background?
Eva.
You reckon it's Eva? She does turn
Eva,
up.
Eva Levante.
Yeah. Hey man, she brings masks during Halloween, dude. I mean, she's talking about a mask lady.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I didn't
like
think about that. Yeah.
That's my guess. I don't want to like go out there and be like that's the real guess, but that's my non-spoiler guess.
Yeah, and she does say human, which is another giveaway.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Could be Eva.
Yeah.
No, one of the things that I was mentioning to Snail before the show is that the most obvious answer is the person that we already knew lost their ghost. Lost their ghost is probably no longer a guardian. You know, it's easy to be manipulated by the darkness. But I was telling Snail, like, you know what? Bungie did kind of drop a little hint saying that Ikora Rey was going to have a very important role in this season.
They did, yeah.
So I'm leaning more for Ikora at some point. We haven't seen her in a long time, man. She might have been
since like Forsaken,
corrupted or something to do with that. So I'm leaning more for that as my dark horse kind of person, that Savathûn could be there. And then she's using this Vex invasion, obviously, to kind of get in behind the scenes and kind of watch how everything's working. And that's my guess, man. I don't know if I'm hitting.
What can you remember? What her last involvement was?
It was the Vex offensive, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, because she was building the portal gate right behind her.
Right in the freaking tower. Stupid.
So she built a portal gate in the tower, and there's a Taken Vex. So you could be right.
That's my.
She doesn't wear a mask.
I know she doesn't. The fact that the mask is being thrown out there, there's a couple of people that I think at one point Green Titan said the Crow, because the Crow did have a mask, right?
Yes, that's correct.
He doesn't wear one anymore. So that's one person who was corrupted by darkness before-ish when he was.
And was whispering Savathûn's song.
He does. But there's a bunch of people that are whispering their song too, man. You know, we're talking about Lord Saladin. We're talking about Eris Morn. We're talking about
Shaxx is over there saying the moon's made out of cheese.
And Shaxx, man.
Shaxx.
And then I heard something about too. I don't want to get into spoilers, but I heard something that Shaxx has something right above him that could possibly be a window.
Yeah,
the Ahab-Karam schools that's chilling right in front of there.
So somebody explained that, told that to me the other day, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. That's kind of weird. I didn't know that. So there's a lot of sus people, man. A lot of people.
There is.
There are a lot of sus people.
At this point, everyone is sus. Just hit the emergency button and just hit everyone out of the ship.
Hey, you know what? What if it's us? What if it's a guardian? What if it's us?
Well, yeah, it could be.
You never know, man.
It is quite entertaining that the night that story came out, Xbox announced that Among Us was going to be on Xbox with 15 players. Did they know?
Isn't it weird? Every time there's a big like Bungie announcement, some real life event is happening.
I know.
Yeah.
You know, like when it comes like the moon is haunted, something that happens to the moon with NASA.
That's right.
And then you just
the
brought
Europa
up the thing with Among Us.
That happened at the same time, didn't it?
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe Bungie's a sus one. We don't know about it yet.
Yeah. I like it.
There's a lot of, like you mentioned, there's a lot of spoilers out there. A lot of things has been determined, so we don't want to really get into it.
Oh yeah,
or
of course,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So, but yeah, dude, this is getting crazy, dude. This storyline's getting crazy. I know before the show, I was telling Snail that my brother hit me up and said, "Hey, man, I've been kind of keeping an eye on what's going on Destiny. It's almost like a movie, like a show, like some sort of TV series happening in the background there." It's faction against faction and people against people. It's like a big old coup. Everybody wants to fight each other. Everybody's angry. People need help. Refugees. It's a crazy stuff that's going on, man. So my brother was pretty into it.
The story's amazing this season. It really is good.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
It's only going to get better.
I know. That's the warm.
Here comes Witch Queen.
Wars. I know, Witch Queen.
Oh, that's gonna feel so good to play after all this happens. Oh, I can't wait.
Do we have any speculation of how long the next season's gonna be? Bungie did announce that the game, Witch Queen, was gonna drop in February. So could we be looking at a possible another Arrival season? Arrivals was almost 5 months, 6 months?
I think
Arrivals was a good 4 months. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll get an answer soon. There have been rumors that there's going to be a hidden season.
I think it should, because this is a large gap. You're talking about from August all the way to February. That season better be like mind-boggling, because one of the things that with everything that we like about this game, there's also going to be things that we do not like.
Well, absolutely.
Some of the things that have been a little bit more repetitious for me this season have been the override missions. You know, it's kind of the same thing over and over, and the majority of the time, I think I'm more discouraged by, I guess, the reward system. We typically tend to get discouraged. I know Rob and I were talking about the new expunge mission. If you get a corrupted key,
one,
you're able to get some high armor stat. I know we talk about that. What's high stat to Bungie? And Rob pretty much said, you know what? I mean, it's high, but not high that you think.
The weapons are good.
Yeah, mind blowing. But
piggyback off, you said I did that and I got 2 marks. I don't know how it's considered high stat armor.
No, it's not, is it?
I'm like, okay, this is cool.
And they removed class items from Pit of Heresy because of that issue, didn't they?
Yeah.
So if the rewards are good, that's why people have been, chomping at the bit. They've been waiting for these freaking Grandmaster Nightfalls to come, because you're going to get those adept weapons. You're going to get those adept mods. Who knows? We're probably looking at a possibility of getting adept weapons on the master difficulty of the Nightfall. Master difficulty of the raid. Hopefully we get something like that. An extra mod socket, armor pieces, things like that. The community wants to be rewarded for their hard work. If you're spending 25 minutes, 30 minutes on a Grandmaster Nightfall and you don't get nothing, how do you think I feel, Snail? Because that happens to me a lot.
Yeah, it never happens to me.
Just want to go in a corner and just cry for a little bit.
Right? Oh man.
And then go back at it the next day.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, those are kind of like my little 2 cents there on that. But anything else on the story, Snail? You want to shoot something for next week, a little spoiler or something like that, or you just want to let us figure out
I'm going to leave it there so don't spoil people's enjoyment, because I know what happens, what's starting to happen. So I'm not going to spoil anymore.
No problem, man. So hopefully my guess of Eva Levante was right, and we should be careful with her, because she is going to kill us.
She is arriving soon. Solstice of Heroes.
Oh, that's a good point. That's maybe Vega might be on something. Hold on,
bro. World's first. You heard it here first.
Yeah, hold the front page.
Well, that's pretty much the show, guys. Thank you so much, Green Titan, for joining us as our special guest host for taking over Ness.
My pleasure, anytime.
No problem, man. Thank you for having having us invite you. Thank you for letting us bring you over and being a part of the show. We're gonna have you back again in the future. I know Ness and I want and
yes,
Snail,
that was my promise to Snail, to Ness, that I will be definitely come back.
Perfect, man. Yeah. So yeah, with that, man. Thanks everybody for listening. This is episode 35 of the 3 Warlocks podcast. More like the 2 Warlocks and a Green Titan. That sounds like a much better way to do the segment there. Well, as we end the show, we'd like to kind of introduce ourselves a little bit. Titan, I want to go first, and I'll throw it to you, and Snail will close it out, and then we'll go on our merry way. Well, my name is Vega. I was one of your hosts, and my gamer tag is Vega6417. find me at Xbox Live, and also you can find me on Twitch TV / Vega, where I stream each and every Thursday when I can. I know life's been kind of tough here lately, but when my schedule permits, I'm also streaming on Tuesdays as well. You can find me on Twitter by searching, sure enough, my game, Vega6417. And also you can find me on Instagram under Vega6417. Simple. Go ahead, Titan.
All right, guys. My name is Green Titan. You guys can catch me on all social media platforms underneath the Green Titan. So that's Instagram, the Green Titan, YouTube. I do have a YouTube channel, by the way. It is the Green Titan. Twitter, I'm pretty much up there more than IG. It is the Green Titan at D2. And I do have a Twitch account now. It is the Green Titan at twitch.tv/the Green Titan. And fun fact, I will be streaming this week coming up.
Ooh,
Nice.
I don't know what date. I know a lot of my clanmates are.
It's a secret.
Yeah, some clanmates know that when I'm going to be streaming, but it is going to be this week coming up, and I'm just so excited to get to it. So that's where you guys can find me. Snail, it's your turn, bud.
Cool. Well, I'm Win Snail 2268. Unfortunately, there are 2,267 other ones. I couldn't get
The
luck
only
at Green
one that
Titan,
matters.
where there's only one.
Yeah.
So it's very unfortunate. At least there's less snails than Vegas, but that's another story. I'm learning Instagram apparently, so I have to ask advice now and again when I try and post stories. Thank you, Green Titan, for helping with that particular issue. You can find me on various social platforms. You know, usually I'm moaning about something, toasters or clothing that gets delivered wrong. Currently, I'm sporting the lovely Welsh shirt for the football. Go Wales in the European Championships. It's great watching you, and that's me.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. I know Ness is going to be jealous next week when we bring out all of the points that we talked about, and she will be back on the next episode. So make sure you guys welcome her in. If you guys have anything that you guys want to give us advice on, or even pointers on the show, make sure you guys leave a comment on our YouTube channel. Leave a comment on our also Twitter account, which is at the Warlocks 3, the 3 Warlocks podcasts. With that, guys, we'll see you guys next week. Eyes up, Guardians, and always remember, when in Rome.
See you later, guys.
Bye.